Hi there. My name is Shanda White, and I am the area manager for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Canada here in Ottawa. And today I'm very pleased to introduce you to our 2020 Light the Night honored hero, Meghan Levangie. And Meghan will share her personal connection to blood cancer and her experience with Light the Night. So thank you so much, Meghan, for joining us here today.
Thank you, Shanda. Thank you for having me here. My name is Meghan Levangie. I am a Hodgkin's lymphoma survivor, and I feel very honored to be chosen as this year's Light the Night honored hero here in Ottawa and to be able to speak with you today. I met Shanda last year when I was going through treatment, and she was wonderful. She connected me with survivors and others going through the same thing as me at the same time. And Light the Night was an incredibly special evening for me as well. So I hope by sharing my story with you, you can get a better sense of what I went through being diagnosed with a blood cancer and what sort of impact the Light the Night fundraiser and the LLSC can have on all those affected by blood cancers. I was diagnosed with stage 2 Hodgkin's lymphoma on April 10th, 2019, and it was confirmed with a biopsy on April 26th, 2019. Stage 2 meant it was in 2 locations above my diaphragm. In my case, I had quite a large mass in my chest, as well as affected lymph nodes in my neck. I was very lucky that we caught it early, but I still had to go through 6 months of chemotherapy for a total of 12 treatments, so once every 2 weeks. This was an extremely stressful and scary time for me. It's actually quite hard to even put into words how a cancer diagnosis impacts you and your loved ones. It's terrifying, it's heart-wrenching, it's anxiety-inducing. It's honestly a bit of a sad time, but at the same time, I truly did not realize my own strength until I had cancer. And I consider it a silver lining to have learned so much about myself and how strong I actually am. I have always been a positive, and I continue to be a positive person. And I just felt in my heart at that time that I would do everything I had to fight this fight and beat cancer, along with, of course, the help and support of the people I love and the LLSC rallying behind me. I honestly feel at this point that if I can do cancer, I can do anything. Next slide, please. I started chemotherapy on May 16th, 2019. One of my best friends from undergrad actually flew from PEI to join me for that day along with my parents. And it was just really special to have them all there supporting me. The first session can be quite nerve-wracking just because you don't know what to expect. And thankfully, it went very smoothly. I was really lucky because the nurses and my hematologist were also lovely. Next slide, please. Soon after chemo started, my hair started to fall out in clumps, as you can see. This presented a whole other challenge of cancer treatment that I wasn't prepared for and was initially quite difficult to accept. But as cheesy as it sounds, when life hands you lemons make lemonade, right? So I decided to get sort of a cool pixie cut that I would never have gotten otherwise. And next slide, please. I also got to experiment and wear different wigs, which was actually super fun. And that really made the whole process of hair loss a lot easier to handle and accept. Next slide, please. July 9th, 2019 is a day I will never forget because after only 4 out of 12 treatments, my PET scan actually revealed that I was in complete remission. And those are just words you never forget hearing. It's a feeling you never forget having. I really couldn't be more thankful for my health. I have a completely new appreciation for being healthy and just for being alive. Chemotherapy was, honestly extremely difficult as far as side effects go, but it was, of course, totally worth it to be sitting where I am today, feeling good, feeling excited for what the future has in store. Next slide, please. Now, I just wanted to take a step back here for a moment and mention my dog Neville. 2019 was difficult in more than one way because I actually unfortunately ended up losing him on July 27th while I was on chemo, just a few weeks after finding out I was in remission. Support is just so important when you're going through a difficult time, and that can be human or animal support. And I had amazing support from family and friends, but I'm also a veterinarian, so animal support is, a huge part of my life. And this little guy was honestly my ray of sunshine many days. My mom likes to say that he stuck around until he knew I would be okay and I was in remission. And then, he would know at that point that it was okay for him to go. So I just wanted to mention him because he was such a big part of my support system. Next slide, please. So finally, the 12 treatments passed because I had to complete all of them regardless of being in remission. But I was able to finish chemo on October 24th, 2019. And I was able to ring the bell of hope, which is a very surreal but amazing moment. I got to share that with a dear friend and my parents who were there for me through every single step of the way. Everyone in the chemo ward cheers you on when you ring that bell. I had seen it in the previous weeks for people who had finished when I was getting my treatments. And so it's really a special moment to have. Next slide, please. Throughout my entire journey, I decided to share my story on social media, thinking initially that honestly I could kind of selfishly build a community of support there. I mean, obviously at that time I was feeling down and going through something really tough and defining in my life. And I felt that reaching out to feel love and support from others would, help me get through it. And of course it did. But what I also learned in doing so is that I could actually help others going through difficult times. And that was even better. I definitely do not consider myself a hero in any way, shape, or form. I'm really just a regular girl, regular person who's now also a cancer survivor. But I've had people reach out over the last year and a half and tell me they felt my story was inspiring to them or it helped them in some small way. And that really touched my heart. So if I can help others by sharing my story, then I'll keep sharing it. And I encourage others to do the same because it may end up helping someone else and it can help you in the process. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, the support of family and friends I had was nothing short of amazing. And, it's so crucial to be surrounded by the people that uplift you and cheer you. And they cried with me and then they celebrated with me too. And one of my best friends actually traveled all the way from Australia to throw me a surprise 30th birthday the day before one of my chemo treatments. My parents and my brother really stepped up and were really the most incredible family I could ask for. And then I had my Rise and Sparkle team at Light the Night, along with the whole blood cancer community. And it was just really unbelievable to be surrounded by so much love through this time. Next slide, please. My motto when I was diagnosed, as well as throughout my treatment and even now as a survivor, is Rise and Sparkle. It's what I named my Light the Night team after. It was something I saw written down online just somewhere initially when I first got the news, and it just resonated with me from that moment on. And as a cancer patient and now a survivor, I really just try to continue to rise, work on becoming the best version of myself, and I'm trying to let that sparkle and shine through. I appreciate and embrace my health each and every day, so much more than before when I would have taken it for granted. And I truly appreciate the people in my life too. Life is just, it's too short. So, I say find the silver linings when life gets tough, embrace your loved ones and each day you have here in every way you can. And I hope people can just rise up and sparkle in their own unique and amazing ways. Next slide, please. Light the Night, as I mentioned, was a very special night, not just for me, but for the whole community. Last year, it took place only 2 days after my last chemo treatment on October 26th, 2019. And so not only was it special being a fundraiser for the blood cancer community, it was a celebration personally for me with my family and friends. And the night was, honestly, it was just truly magical. Like, again, it may sound cheesy, but I really mean it when I say you can feel a sense of love and hope, and just a feeling of community in the air. I think the fact that it happens at night, you know, everyone's walking with lanterns that are like illuminating the night. It's just so different from other fundraisers in that sense that just really makes it, you know, like I said, unique and special experience for all those affected and their loved ones. And so together, I know that we can bring light to the darkness of blood cancers. I want to thank you for listening to my story today. It really means a lot to me.
Thank you so much, Megan, for sharing such a personal experience with all of us and for really helping to shine a light on the darkness of blood cancer. And thank you to all of you watching today. Thank you for supporting the blood cancer community during these challenging times, because pandemic or no pandemic, blood cancers, they don't stop. There is no pause button when it comes to cancer. We know this. So the challenge, it's never been greater, but with challenge comes opportunity, and we can take back control. For anyone who has struggled, felt alone, or felt afraid, this is our opportunity to take back what COVID and cancer have tried to take away. So you can be the voice that speaks up, you can be the hand that reaches out, and you can be the light that cures cancer. So thank you for donating, thank you for fundraising. We can do this together, united as one nation, and we look forward to seeing you on October 24th. Thank you.